Let's go. We are back with another reaction video. Some more wrestling. Um, more wrestling ones. This one's from Nichols, too. Nichols wanted to see some more wrestling. So the first, the other wrestling one reaction was because of him. This one is because of him. He wanted to see this. This one's going to be hopefully good as well. Some entertainment. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, and share these videos out. Make sure you like it 900 times. Not 901, not 899, but 900. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoy this one too as well. Let's get right up into it. Alright, get off this. This one is going to be wrestling stunts that went horribly wrong. Alright, here we go.
Shortly after breaking up with Triple H, Chyna got in the ring and called out the game. Triple H marched towards the ring when suddenly Kane decided to join them. Chyna and Kane worked together, but when the Big Red Machine tried to hit the game with a fireball, Triple H dodged it and Chyna took the attack. As X-Pac would reveal years later while on a podcast, the fireball got too close to Chyna and actually hit her. Despite being enemies, Triple H still rushed over to check on Chyna. The game was likely very concerned considering he and Chyna were dating in real life at the time. Kane, though, had to stay in character and he threw the game out of the ring. Miraculously, Chyna suffered no long-term injuries because of the botched stunt. However, this next stunt went so wrong that it actually caused a permanent change in WWE. At WrestleMania 17, Triple H tried to end The Undertaker's streak, the first time he tried to. While it was a regular main, Triple H went so wrong Chyna suffered no long-term injuries because of the botched stunt. However, this next stunt went so wrong that it actually caused a permanent change in WWE. At WrestleMania 17, Triple H tried to end The Undertaker's streak, the first time he tried to. While it was a regular match, the two brawled throughout the arena and weapons were introduced. One of them was Triple H's sledgehammer. During one spot, Undertaker attempted to hit a last ride, only for Triple H to hit the dead man with the hammer. Of course, the King of Kings didn't use a real sledgehammer. The top of the hammer was made of rubber, so it wouldn't hurt. However, the handle was made of wood, just like a real hammer. When the game nailed Taker with the hammer, the rubber bit broke and caused the Phenom to get hit by a solid piece of wood. This gave Undertaker a nasty wound on the forehead, but he was able to finish the match. However, after this incident, Triple H would start using a real sledgehammer, but he would always cover the top of it with his hand to keep his opponent safe. Now, this next injury was a pain in the butt, literally. At Crown Jewel 2021, Edge and Seth Rollins fought in a Hell in a Cell match. After going at it for a while, Edge decided to hit the Edge-O-Matic on top of the steel steps. The Rated R superstar wasn't positioned correctly, and he landed right on the edge. No pun intended. Seeing Edge's reaction right after it happened shows just how bad the landing was. Tables are usually a good thing for wrestlers. They help break a wrestler's fall and lessen the impact. That's why during John Cena and Sabu's Extreme Lumberjack match, a table was used when Cena had to throw Sabu out of the ring. But since we're sharing it in this video, you know that something went wrong. Towards the end of the match, John Cena gave his opponent an AA out of the ring. Sabu was supposed to go through a table. However, Cena was a little off, causing Sabu to hit the side of the table and then fall to the floor. Thankfully, this happened near the end of the match, so Sabu didn't have much more he needed to do. There's a reason bigger wrestlers don't do high-flying moves, and you'll see why in this next match. In his first WWE match in over 8 years, Brock Lesnar fought John Cena at Extreme Rules. Extreme was the perfect way to describe this match, as both men got pretty physical. At one point, Lesnar launched himself off some steel steps and jumped at his opponent. This was not part of Brock's regular moveset, which caused him to take a hard landing on the outside. Of course, being Lesnar, he acted like it didn't hurt him at all. This one will make you cringe, guaranteed. In 2003, on Raw, a 10-man tag team match took place. After the match was over, a chaotic post-match brawl broke out. One moment saw Rene Dupree and Sylvain Grenier throw Spike Dudley out of the ring and onto a table. However, Dupree and Sylvain didn't get Spike high enough, causing Spike's legs to hit the ropes and miss the table. Now, according to Dudley, the botched stunt was no big deal, but Rene Dupree and Sylvain got in major trouble afterward. How this next wrestler didn't lose his arm is beyond me. At the 2014 TLC pay-per-view, Dolph Ziggler and Luke Harper competed for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. At one point, Luke Harper went for a suicide dive while Ziggler was holding a ladder. Harper, however, ended up landing on top of the ladder. As you can see, it was a very bad landing. Luke Harper could have easily broken his left arm, but what's amazing is that despite the pain, Harper was back in the ring and continued the match like nothing had ever happened. Given how extreme he is, it's not too surprising that Jeff Hardy has done some stunts that didn't go right. At the 2009 Extreme Rules pay-per-view, Hardy took on Edge in a ladder match. At one point, the two are fighting on top of a ladder on the outside. The ladder tipped, and while Edge had his fall broken with another ladder, Jeff wasn't so lucky. His shoulder landed on the floor, which had to hurt a lot, but because he's Jeff Hardy, he continued the match as if he hadn't fallen off a 20-foot ladder. Going through the announcer's table is a classic.
So it's book your next hotel.
If you don't book, it's a shame.
So it's resort.
Sweet vacation home for your next great stay.
Oh, second ad.
WWE spot.
Choke slam!
However, the table can actually do more damage than the wrestlers. During the main event of WrestleMania 2000, Mick Foley attempted an elbow drop through the announcer's table, only to miss the target. The table did not budge, causing immense pain for the hardcore icon. Later that same year, another wrestler...
How do you not got broken ribs?
Would not only fall victim to the announcer's table, but would suffer a serious injury. The main event of SummerSlam 2000 pitted Kurt Angle, Triple H, and The Rock against each other. Only 2 minutes into the fight, Triple H attempted to pedigree Angle through the announcer's table. However, the table gave way right before the move could be executed, causing both men to fall to the floor. While Triple H was okay, Kurt Angle suffered a concussion due to his arms being held by the game. Angle began to suffer memory loss, and it was so severe that he had to be taken out of the match until he was stable enough to return. Big Show and Rey Mysterio faced off in their first one-on-one match at the 2003 Backlash pay-per-view. While you would hope that Rey could muster out a win, the Big Show's size was too great, and he won the match. Afterward, Mysterio was put on a stretcher to be carried out of the arena. Big Show returned and ended up grabbing the stretcher and slamming it into the ring post. However, the Giant let go of the stretcher too early, and Rey Mysterio's head hit the floor. Mysterio revealed he ended up going to the hospital because of the injury. Also, according to Rey, Big Show didn't feel too bad about the incident either. As you've seen, there's always some degree of danger when weapons get introduced into a wrestling match. While some weapons are gimmicked, a lot of them still hurt and can cause injury if a mistake is made. One big mistake was made at TNA's Bound for Glory 2007 pay-per-view. Sting fought Kurt Angle in the main event where the referee was knocked down. This allowed Angle to get a hold of a baseball bat, and he attempted to use Sting's signature weapon against him. The Icon was supposed to grab the bat, but the timing was off, and the weapon hit Sting smack dab in the face. The blood that poured from the Stinger's face afterward proved that an unfortunate accident had happened. This wasn't the only time a stunt involving Sting went wrong. 5 years later, the Icon was facing Bobby Roode in another pay-per-view main event. A chair had been set up in the ring, but the Icon chose to go with his finisher instead. As Sting was coming down for the Scorpion Death Drop, his head caught the back of the steel chair. It looked incredibly painful, but thankfully, it didn't cause any serious injury. During the first and only Buried Alive tag team match, The Undertaker and Big Show took on The Rock and Mankind. It was crazy, and at one point, Big Show to throw Mankind off the stage and into the grave.
He just threw him all the way
was supposed to land straight into the grave since it was padded, but unfortunately, he didn't make it and landed hard on the edge. I know Mankind or Mick Foley has taken a lot worse, but that still had to hurt. There's one thing you never want to see during a wrestling match, and that's a referee making the sign of an X with their arms. That means a wrestler is hurt for real, and that signal was used in this next match. During AEW's All Out pay-per-view in 2020, Matt Hardy fought Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match, which is basically a last man standing match. Early into the fight, Hardy and Sammy performed a stunt that saw them fall off a lift and go through 2 tables. Unfortunately, Matt Hardy overshot it and his head hit the concrete floor. While he would later pass MRI and CT scans, it appeared that the impact had knocked Matt Hardy out, and he would have to be dragged to his feet to not end the match early. The referee threw up the previously mentioned X, and it seemed like the match was being called off. However, the match was allowed to continue, with Hardy getting the victory.
Oh, God! Oh, my God!
Now this next accident will only seem painful if you're a man. At WrestleMania 7, Virgil took on his former master, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Roddy Piper walked to the ring during the match and helped Virgil win. In real life, Piper had been hurt in a motorcycle accident and needed the help of crutches. After the match, a brawl started and the crutches were used as a weapon. One of the referees tried to break it up, but the poor ref accidentally got hit in the crotch by one of the crutches. I sure hope he already had kids, because he wasn't going to after that. When Raw came to Chicago in 2013, CM Punk gave a passionate speech about his hometown. Unfortunately, it was interrupted by Paul Heyman. The best in the world chose fists over words, but was ambushed by Ryback and Curtis Axel. Punk put up a valiant effort, but the numbers got to him. The assault was supposed to end with Ryback throwing Punk through a table. However, CM Punk missed most of the table and landed on the concrete floor. According to Punk, the botched stunt tilted his pelvis and messed him up for weeks. Someone definitely got fired because of this next clip. On Raw in 1998, The Undertaker came out to have a match with Vader. During his entrance, Taker was standing right outside the ring when a blast of fire shot out from one of the ring posts. Undertaker had wet his hair beforehand, which likely helped keep him from suffering any serious injuries. While he was fine, I bet the dead man let WWE's pyro team have it after he got backstage. If all this wasn't enough, The Undertaker almost died while wrestling a match on live TV. To see what happened, watch this video.
Them was some botches. Them was some bad botches though. Jeez. Alright, that's the end of that reaction video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Like I said, if there's anything you want me to react to, leave it in the comment section. If it's a certain video, leave the link in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Leave a comment. And we will catch y'all on the next one. Much love, y'all. Peace.